Hey guys, this is Matthias from 5 Minutes of Poker, and today I'm going to talk about opening ranges and what cards you can and should open from early position or under the gun in 6 max hold'em, or when it's your turn to act with 5 players behind you on a table with more than 6 players. First up, this is the range I'm currently using. It's around 17.4% of the hands. I've debated through the years, and I've been playing online poker for more than 10 years now, which cards to open. And currently I'm not opening ace and off, king jack off, which are the cards that would be a bit debatable open. Instead I'm opening some pocket pairs because I like flopping sets. It's one of the things I enjoy most with playing poker. And also I really enjoy playing the low suited connected cards. So even though the high offsuit cards might be more profitable, I've selected, currently I'm playing this range at least. I also use this program called Hand to Note, which is a very powerful new program. There's a link to it in the description to see how other regs are playing, and I've done a filter for regs which I've defined, and then I've selected and aggregated all regs that open between 16 and 20% of hands to see which hands they open. And it's pretty clear from this picture that if you say that all regs open ace jack off, then most of the regs open ace 10 off, and also many of them would open king jack off. So compared to regs, I should probably open ace 10 off and king jack off. You can also see here that the cutoff at the pocket pairs is probably around somewhere between 5s and 4s. You can see 5s are 420 samples and 4s have 320. These numbers go down because of showdown bias. It's much easier to show down a hand like 8-8 than deuce-deuce, but still it seems to be somewhere around 5s and 4s that people start folding, or regs start folding. And suited aces, it seems that everyone is playing all the suited aces. Also, people are playing the suited Broadway cards, and then you can see down to 7-6 suited is 210 combination, 6-5 suited is 141. So somewhere around there people start debating which cards they should raise. Given how this looks, I've constructed this diagram. The green cards are 14.5%, and that's cards I think all regulars are and should be opening from under the gun or early position. The blue cards are the cards that seems to be debatable. As I talked about earlier, I elected to open the 9x suited and lower suited connectors and the pocket pairs, but if you look at the regs, and we're also gonna look at computer generated range, it seems that they prefer to open the offsuit high cards, ace 10 off and king jack off. So the blue cards are 20.4% if you add them together with the green cards. This is the advice Snowie gives you to open for half pot. I built my own range. This program Color Range, you can download it from my webpage. It's a program I've created where you easily can color your ranges and save them as PNGs if you want to create a library of opening ranges or defend ranges. And it's free to download. I've made it in AutoIt. If anyone is interested, I can probably provide you with the source code also. You can see here I built the range that Snowie suggests, and it's 16.3% of hands. But this is given you open half pot, and that's 2.25x. If you change Snowie's advice to how you should open 3x, which is a much more common opening size, then the opening range goes down to 14.5, 15% maybe. Why is Snowie opening tighter than me or other regs? I'd say that's because the general population doesn't 3-bet enough. With all these hands that are weak or questionable or can't defend against a 3-bet out of position, like deuces to fours, fives, the low suited connectors, ace jack off, king queen off, king 9, etc. The worst thing that can happen is when you open this and someone 3-bets you from in position. So if you open early position and someone 3-bets from mid position or cutoff or button, and you have to fold, then you lose 3 big blinds without being able to realize any equity. I mean, it's not good if they call, but at least then you get to see 3 cards. You get to see 60% of the total cards, and makes it a lot easier to realize a lot of your equity. So that's one of the adjustments you need to make when opening early position. If you play against tough players who 3-bet a lot from in position, you need to cut down on your opening range. If I'm playing against tough opponents, I'm gonna remove my weakest cards and maybe open something like this, like 14.5%. But also, if I'm playing against really tough opponent like this, there also has to be a very, very bad player at the table to keep me playing on that table. I've also done some statistical analysis of winning regs, and I've created this histogram in a statistics program called SPSS. So these are regs that have played at least 5,000 hands during 2016, and they have a win rate of 3 EVBB per 100 or more. I've also filtered away those who have alternative opening strategies like limping or raising more than 30%, because there are winning players who have these unconventional strategies, but they're not for all. So given that this is the distribution of how the winning regs open, you can see that they open on average 18.6% of their hands, and the distribution seems to be that somewhere between 15 and 22% holds the majority of the players. One reason that they're probably able to open more than pretty high percentages is probably that they always play against weaker players. Since they're winning, there has to be some weaker players in the hands, and that allows you to open wider. And that's the other adjustment. One other adjustment I make is if there's a recreational player playing in the blinds, I will widen my range because I want to play hands in position against that player. So maybe I'll open something like this. I mean, you can't go too crazy because there are other players in the hand, and they're gonna realize that you want to play pots against a weaker player in the blinds, and if you over adjust, they're gonna adjust and start 3-betting you more, which is gonna make it less profitable for you to opening the weak hands. So given that fact, if there's a really bad player in small blind or big blind, I would probably open somewhere around, yeah, like this 23-24% to take advantage of that. And another spot when I'm gonna open wider is when there's a player who plays very tight in the big blind. If he folds, there are players who folds like 85% of their hands when faced with an early position raise. If that's the case and I don't have super tough opponents who have position on me, I'm gonna widen my range too, because you'll win a lot of small pots when the big blind just folds, and that's, you have to find your edge somewhere today. So that's what I do. I think that's what I wanted to say about strategies for opening from early position or under the gun. If you have any questions or suggestions on topics or presentation or anything else, please leave a comment, and otherwise, good luck at the tables.